Okay, everybody, so as an extension to that, if we are going to have some of these work problems where the uh, instead of being given the time it would take each person to do it individually, um, instead now we're going to be given the time it takes them as a group and asked to find how long it would take one individual. So here's President Obama and the First Lady, and they love themselves some pizza. So together, they can eat an entire large pizza in 14 minutes. If the First Lady can eat a large by herself in 30 minutes, probably a little crazy, but who knows, how long would it take the President to do the same? So now in this case, instead of using, well, we are still going to use the same formula that we've been using, T over A, T over B, 1 as a total. We also need to consider here that together they can do this in 14 minutes. So that together time, that's our T. Alright? So that 14 minutes I'm going to put here and I'm going to put here. Now individually, the First Lady can in 30 minutes eat a pizza, so I can either put that there or for the A, doesn't matter. But the idea is that I need to find A, and that's going to be how long it would take the President to do such, to eat a whole pizza. Okay? So, here's how this is going to look. It's going to look like this. 14 over A plus 14 over 30 equals 1. And I'm trying to find the A. I'm trying to find that time that it takes President Obama. Alright, so now in order to get rid of these fractions, now I could reduce 14 over 30 first if I wanted to. I don't know how much time it's really going to save me in this case, so I'm just going to multiply everything by 30 because I need to in order to get rid of that 30 in the denominator. I'm also going to multiply everything by A because that gets rid of the A in the denominator. Okay, so now as I go through and cancel, I have this cancellation here. I have the 30s, and that's it. Alright, so I go to my handy dandy calculator here. Actually, I don't really need to. 3 times 14 would be 42, so 30 times 14 would be 420. Okay, in this middle part here, be careful. I have a 14, but I also have this A here. Don't forget about the A. So that's going to be, whoops, let me undo that. Go back to my other pen here. That's going to be 14A. And then over here, 1 times 30 times A is 30A. And now it's time to solve this thing. I'm going to subtract my 14A from both sides. So I get 420 is equal to 16A. I'm going to divide both sides by 16. And A equals, let's see, if I do 420 divided by 16, that's 26.25. Now remember, once again, we're talking in terms of minutes here. I'm talking in terms of minutes. So if I'm talking in terms of minutes, it's going to be 26 minutes. And then if I'm talking about 0.25 of a minute, that's 1/4 of a minute, that's 15 seconds. If you're not sure how I came up with that, I mean, I just kind of did it in my head, but if you really wanted to, if you weren't sure in your head and you need to figure it out, you take that decimal, multiply it by 60 seconds in a minute, and it'll give you that 15. Okay, so now what if, just like we did with the other ones, what if there were 3 people doing this job? Okay, it takes 1 hour for the custodians to clean the 3rd floor of Clark Hall if they all work together. But if they do it individually, it takes Dana 2 hours. I'm sorry, 2.5 hours. Let me erase this little piece here and kind of block in the whole thing. It takes him 2.5 hours. It takes Tom 2 hours. And the question is, how long would it take Jan? So we do have 3 people here. We have 3 people, so we're going to use T over A plus T over B plus T over C equaling 1, where A, B, and C are the three individual people. Okay? So, Dana does it in 2.5 hours. I'm just going to call that 2.5. Tom does it in 2 hours. We don't know how long it takes Jan. Jan's the unknown here. But the other thing that we are told is that altogether it takes them 1 hour. So that's capital T. Capital T is the time together. So I'm going to replace each of these with a 1 because it took them 1 hour to do it together. Okay, now it's time to figure out what am I going to multiply through by to get rid of the fractions. Well, I know I'm going to have to multiply everything by C because there's a C right here to get rid of. I also know that I need to get rid of a 2.5 and a 2. Okay, now I could do 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. Oops, I almost forgot that. Multiply by my C over here too. And I could do 2, 2, 2, and 2. But if you think about it, just multiplying by everything by 2 and everything by 2.5, it's the same thing as multiplying everything by 5. 2 times 2.5. So now it's time to cancel out what I can cancel out. 5 and 2.5 can cancel. 2.5 goes into 2.5 once. 2.5 goes into 5 2 times. Okay. Now wait a minute. Time out. Let's back up here. I'm going to pause this for a second and erase some stuff. Okay, so I kind of just went back and erased multiplying through by 5. I mean, we can. I guess it's not going to really matter either way now that I look at it, but if you multiply everything through by 2, kind of like I was saying, it would kind of be a waste of time to do these separately, but maybe it's not such a waste of time after all. And you're also going to have to multiply through by 2.5 on everything, which really is the same thing as multiplying through by 5, but that, it is what it is. So the 2.5s here will cancel. In the middle part, the 2's will cancel. The third part, the C will cancel. Okay, so you kind of have to try to keep this straight here. I probably should have given myself some more room, but in the first part here, I have a 2 and a C left. So that's 2C. In the middle part, I have a 2.5 and a C and a 1. Well, that's just 2.5C. And then in my third part, I have 2.5 times 2 left over, which is a 5. And over here I have 5C. C times 2 times 2.5. And now it's time to just get down to business and solve this thing. So here we go. I have like terms here and here, so that's going to be 4.5 C's equals 5C over here. Whoops. Okay, now I'm going to get all my C's to one side, so I'm going to subtract this 4.5C, both sides. So I get 5 equaling 0.5C. Okay, I am then going to divide each side by 0.5, and C is going to equal 10. Not 10. Going back to the calculator here, 5 divided by a half, yeah, certainly is 10. So it seems as if Jan's pretty slow here. It's going to take Jan about 10 hours to do that. Okay? And that's it for this extension of work problems.